Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that we link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by the guys from U to B, the guys behind these great Arsenal-inspired T-shirts. I'm rocking today. Yeah, love that. Love that vibe. They got some great T-shirts. The link is in the description if you want to get hold of any of those. They are in there right now. And thanks to the guys from U to B for supplying these T-shirts. I'm absolutely loving them. Listen, man, hook me up for the summer, bro. You know what I mean? I even got to go shopping, right? But time to get into the transfer rumours. And it's all about at the moment. It's all about at the moment. One guy when it comes to Arsenal. Apart from Aubameyang, we want to get that deal sorted out ASAP, and it's looking good. I mean, every time you see Aubameyang, he's in an Arsenal shirt. His dad's in an Arsenal shirt. His brother's in an Arsenal shirt. He's giving away Arsenal shirts. He's on holiday in an Arsenal shirt. I'm sure that deal is going to get done. But the other one we're all worried about, or we're all, really intrigued about, is Gabriel. Is he going to join Arsenal? As I've been saying for days now, there's an agreement in place between Arsenal and Lille over the fee. But there's also an agreement with Napoli over the fee. Now, does one person hold a key to this deal? And that is Kalidou Koulibaly, who, by the way, I wish we were getting him. He's absolutely brilliant. I think him or Van Dijk, the best centre-backs around right now in Europe. However, it does look like Manchester City could be the team where he's heading. Now, how he might hold a key to the whole thing is, of course, he's a Napoli player. Now, originally, Napoli wanted £70 million for him. He is now 29, and that's the thing that's going against him. He's starting to get a bit older, so, teams don't want to pay the sort of crazy nearly 100 million that Napoli wanted for him originally. Napoli want around about 70 million for him. Manchester City has said to not be willing to pay that much for Koulibaly. They're just like, no, not at that age. We're not paying that amount of money, even though they've got endless money, but they don't, City, they are pretty shrewd with their signings. They're also, City got their eyes on Diego Carlos of Sevilla, who we'll see in action in the final of the Europa League. Very good centre-back. So they've been looking at him. So Napoli have apparently now said to Manchester City, all right, we'll lower our price again to 60 million, right? From the 70 million, 60 million. Now, this may be doable for Manchester City. And Manchester City might be interested in taking Koulibaly for that. And we all know that City, they need a defender. They need a defender just as badly as we do, because their defence is pretty shocking at the moment as well. So 60 million could do it. Now, if he goes to Manchester City, Napoli want Gabriel. And that seems to be the key to them getting this done. Now, where is he going to end up? Is he going to end up at Napoli, or is he going to end up at Arsenal? Napoli also said to, which is quite surprising, said to be able to pay more wages than Arsenal, which, of course, that might tempt the player. But where will Gabriel end up? There's a lot of talk that still he favours a move to Arsenal. Arsenal is his preferred destination. Arsenal is the place where he'd want to come to. But Napoli will also be tempting. I'll say the only thing is, Napoli, they don't have Champions League, nor do we have Champions League. We're both going to be in the Europa League. I think that Europa League, Arsenal getting in there from the FA Cup is actually going to help Arsenal in these negotiations as well. Because for a player like Gabriel coming from Lille, he wants to be playing in Europe. Arsenal said to be willing to offer him a 5-year contract as well, which apparently that's a bit longer than the contract that's on the table from Napoli. But as I said yesterday, it's going to be down to where he chooses. But Koulibaly could also hold the key to the whole merry-go-round, because if he does go to City, that all of a sudden makes things more desperate for Napoli to try and get this signing done. And that's when, you might see money start getting upped contracts, it's, you know, being made longer. You know, it becomes even more of a shootout between Arsenal and Napoli in who gets that signature done. For me, Arsenal need to try and get this done as quickly as possible if they're going to get it nailed down. The player's in a great position at the moment and his representatives, because you just wait, don't you? You wait around and see who comes up with the most money, the most wages, the longest contract, and that's where you head off to, because both of them are big clubs. But it's going to be really intriguing to see what happens. But it does look like Koulibaly kind of holds the key to the whole thing. If Koulibaly is not sold to Manchester City, it looks to be the only clubs that are in for him right now. Liverpool was said to be interested, but they're not going to go anywhere near that sort of money. If he's not sold, then it looks like we'll get our man. But if he is sold, it does create a problem for Arsenal in trying to get this deal done, because that, you know, Napoli will have a lot of cash in their pocket. Napoli also interested in Sokratis. Sokratis, as we know, been a good servant to Arsenal, but Arsenal looking to move him on. 32 now, wasn't used a lot at all by Arteta after the lockdown. As a matter of fact, the only game he played in was the FA Cup final, where he came on for about 10, 15 minutes. Napoli said to be interested in him. Napoli were trying to sign Jan Vertonghen from Tottenham. He was available on a free transfer, but Vertonghen decided to go to Benfica. Sokratis is available, and he'd be available pretty cheap. Said to be anything from about £6-7 million. Arsenal willing to let him go for, and Napoli are interested. Not, you know, the reports are not really as a replacement for Koulibaly, but just to bolster their defensive ranks. So could he be on his way to Napoli, or could he be on his way to another Serie A team, which is Roma? Roma are interested in him as well. Remember, Roma, they had Chris Smalling on loan, but Chris Smalling, they want to buy Chris Smalling. He had a great season at Roma from Manchester United, but Manchester United won about 20 million. Again, I think Smalling's about 30. And Roma not willing to pay that sort of money, and turn their attentions to Sokratis. So we know that Sokratis is going to be leaving Arsenal this summer. Could he be heading to one of those two big Italian teams? Be a great move for him if he does. We'll keep an eye on that one. Where will Rob Holding be playing his football next season? As we know, we've got loads of defenders at the moment. You know what I mean? Sokratis, David Luiz, Pablo Mari, Mavropanos has still got to come back. You know, we're looking at by Gabriel. We got William Saliba, you know, Mustafi. That's a lot of defenders. Callum Chambers, you know, defenders are going to be leaving. And could Rob Holding be one of them? Played very well in the FA Cup semi-final and FA Cup final. He's been at Arsenal now for 4 years, Rob Holding. Remember, we only paid $2 million for him. Leeds are said to be very, very interested in him and looking to step up their interest now that it doesn't look like they're going to get Ben White, who was on loan last season from Brighton, had a great season for Leeds. Leeds sort of really, really wanted Ben White, but Brighton won about 40 million, I read the other day, for Ben White, which, of course, Leeds are not going to pay anything near that. And it's looking like Ben White will be staying at Brighton. So now Leeds have turned their attention to Rob Holding. It'd be interesting to see what sort of a fee Rob Holding would command. I'd say if Rob Holding, he's 24 now, and if they're talking about them sort of fees for Ben White, Arsenal will surely be looking for around about £20 million for Rob Holding. He does have quite a poor injury record, but you know, he's Premier League proven. He's a good player. I'd be sad to see him leave, but it could happen. It could be that Arsenal let him go, especially with the amount of defenders they've already got at the club. So the Rob Holding situation, we'll have to keep our eye on. Danny Ceballos, are we going to get this deal tied down? Danny Ceballos, according to some reports, said to be holding out for a deal with Real Betis. Remember the other day I told you about how he was pictured wearing a Betis top on holiday. Is he going to get a new deal at Arsenal, new loan deal, or is he looking to move to the club that he really loves, which is Real Betis this summer? I don't know. This report's coming out of Spain. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be one of the Spanish medias that are close to Betis trying to talk it up. Mikel Arteta really likes Ceballos. I think Ceballos himself would benefit from another year at Arsenal. Remember, it's the Euros. He's 24 now. If he goes back to Real Madrid, sorry, did I say Barcelona before? But if he goes back to Real Madrid, he's not going to get regular game time there. They've got so many superstar players, even though there has been talk that he could go back to Real Madrid, but I just can't see it. Goes to Betis, yes, he'll play. But to me, playing for Arsenal's higher profile. So going to be interesting to see what he does. But Real Betis, reports that he's holding out for a deal at Real Betis. Who knows? Who really, really knows? And Thomas Partey. This is our Benzema of the summer. I always refer to that Benzema one when we spoke about that whole summer. Didn't end up getting it done. Hopefully this one won't be like that. But it is one of those where every single day we're talking about it. Reports coming out of Ghana. Of course, he's a Ghanaian. Reports coming out of Ghana from Football Ghana that a deal is close to get it done. No real evidence to their claims. Just a lot of speculation. So I wouldn't read too much into it. But certainly he's said to be Arsenal's #1 target this summer. Can Arsenal get a deal done for Thomas Partey? I think that would be massive. If Arsenal gets Aubameyang signed, Thomas Partey, Gabriel, Willian, you start to look at it and say, that's been a decent transfer window. That's been some good quality players that have come in. If you added a Coutinho to that as well, it'd be an amazing window. But we know we're not going to get a completely amazing window. But certainly Thomas Partey coming to Arsenal would be a big statement for Arsenal Football Club. But at the moment, the deal is nowhere near getting done. There's still that big release clause that seems to be the sticking point with Arsenal not willing to pay that £45 million what Atletico Madrid are looking for. We have made a signing, another youngster. Remember him? George Lewis. We spoke about him months and months ago. He's come from the Norwegian second division. He used to play for Fram Laverick and Tromsdalen. And I remember at the time when I was talking about the possibility of him coming to Arsenal, I even had fans from Norway saying, we've never heard of this guy. Who is he? Right? Well, Arsenal have signed him. He did have a trial at Arsenal earlier on in the year before the whole pandemic thing started. And he really, really impressed. He's a winger. He's said to be lightning quick. He has joined Arsenal and is going to be part of Arsenal's under-23 setup under Steve Bold. Wishing him all the best. Massive move for him. There's been a couple of moves in recent days for certain young players where they must be just thinking, I can't sleep at the moment. I mean, George Lewis, Norwegian second division. The guy I told you about, Ankanola, from Tottenham, the other guy who's come from Huddersfield's, released by Huddersfield and joined Arsenal, released by Tottenham and joining Arsenal. I mean, they must be thinking to themselves, wow, it's like a dream come true. And I wish those young players all the best. And you never know, they could be the next Saka who burst through, or Willock who burst through into the first team. Because one thing about Arsenal, they do give young players a chance. That's one thing you've got to say about our club. We give young players a chance to shine and a chance to flourish. And if they're good enough, they can make it into the first team. So good luck to George Lewis in joining Arsenal. Thanks very much for watching the show today. We keep our fingers crossed for two reasons. Aubameyang, that gets signed. I'd love to see that done this week. There have been people suggesting that could be announced around the same time that we announced the new second shirt that's coming out for Arsenal, the away shirt, which could be out this week. So the suggestions that it might tie in with that would be great. And also the Gabriel signing. I think that would be great to get that deal across the line. But Napoli might have something to say about it with this whole Koulibaly thing. Let's see what happens. And also, don't forget to check out the T-shirts from U to B. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.